Hey everybody, welcome back to Kelly's Budgeting. I'm going to be unstuffing my April envelopes and getting everything restuffed for my May budget. This video was filmed a little bit earlier because I have plans this weekend, so I wanted to make sure I had everybody covered for a video this week. And so let's get into it. This is my everyday budgeting binder that I use, that I have all of my items in. I have not used one of the categories for my nails and hair because I don't have an appointment until later this week. But that money is going to stay in here for April, but I am going to cash stuff it for May. So let's get into it. So my hairs and nails, that is going to stay as it is. It has a balance of $144. And for my grocery budget, I still have $16.47 left over. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take out the change to get rid of that so I can start clean and figure out how much I have here. Make sure I got all of it. I did. And this is my little change jar that my best friend made me. So I have that. If I can get it open. So 1, 25, 35, 40, 2, 4, 6, 7. So 147 in change. And that should leave me 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that'll leave me 15 going in. And I'm going to take out my receipts that I've been keeping. So there will be 15 going towards that. So I'm going to minus 147 and have a balance of 15. So for household, I have $12.86 left over, but I'm going to take that out of here to go towards my savings challenges, which I will also be doing. So I'll take out the receipts there as well, because I've already accounted for those. And that leaves me 12. And then I'm going to put the 86 into my savings jar. So I'm going to minus 12.86 to get back to a zero balance. For giving, I still have that to do. The extra, I'm going to take this out. All my little receipts here. And this should be 25, 35, 40. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. I have extra here. I have 54. Could be that my math was off. That never happens. But I'm going to put that in there. And that leaves me with the 9 to go to the savings challenge. I'm going to separate that out. And then that was put in for my husband. I'm going to leave the $20 there. I'll be adding to that. And for my daughter, I gave her 20 when I did my side hustle. And my best friend gave her $10. So I added that to there for her. And that is it for taking out, unstuffing my main envelope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on these challenges. So my husband was so sweet because I bought a little pack of the budget planner, and it came with some challenges, but I didn't have them to where they could fit in my little envelope. So my husband, being crafty and snazzy like he is, created these little challenges for me and put them on cardstock and did everything for me. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to start on my dollar challenge. And here is the red, and so I'm going to put today's date. And I have a colored pencil, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to split this between my $1 challenge, and then I have a $3 challenge that I'm going to do. So I'm going to put $3 in my $1 challenge. And this will be, when this finishes, would be $50 in the challenge. And I like the little challenges. I like watching other YouTube influencers do them, because I think that just gives you something to work towards, whether it's saving $1, $3, $5. It just gives you something to work towards. And this is, since I have these using a colored pencil, when it's all said and done, it'll all be colored in and it'll look pretty cool. So I'm going to put that back. Me and these little envelopes are getting used to each other. So I have that. And then for my $3 challenge, I got all fancy with the cardstock. This one's like a fluorescent yellow. So I'm going to put the green on this one. And it has the start date, so I know when I started this. And I think I'm going to use the blue. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I get to fill up one little square. Now the $1 challenge, I'll have $50 when it's all filled in. The $3 challenge, I'll have $150. And I don't know what I'll use it for. I may put it towards debt, may put it towards a fun day out. Not 100% sure. I just know that it's been fun getting motivated to save in different ways. Because I have a savings account, I have, emergency fund, and I need to put a label on this one. It didn't have the little $3 label like I did for the others, so I'll get that one done. And then I have, this is a $5 challenge, and I'll have 3 to go towards that. So I'm excited about that. And this is the nice fluorescent green that he did. So I'm going to use blue on this one. My daughter was sweet. I asked her, I'm like, hey, can I get some colored pencils from you? She's like, sure. So I'm going to use the green on the green. How about that? Kind of gives you a little arts and crafts feel when you're coloring in those little boxes. He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure what shape this is. He put it together for me. Made it all work. He's talented like that. I always tease him about being my audio-visual guy, because he helps me with my videos and everything else. And he has his own YouTube channel. It's called 3 Dog Sounds. So if you want relaxing music to listen to with pretty imagery, he has butterflies and flowers. He just did a really cool classical video for classical music and really pretty architecture. So I'm going to do a little plug for his video. we're just, you know, trying to do little side hustles to make things work. Plus it helps relax him, and he's really good at it. So, and then, so this one, when all said and done, I'll have $250 there. I don't have anything into the $10 challenge, but I did get to add 20 on the 23rd to my $20 challenge. So when that's all said and done, I'll have $1,000. So it's just, you know, little things to work towards. So that's my little savings challenge binder. And so now what I'm going to do is I got my cash stuffing for May. And I'll bring out my little paperwork here. I don't know if you can see this. This is my cash stuffing system, how I break it down and how I break down my money for us to get to from the bank. So I have that. I save it on my Excel spreadsheet. And then I have my May budget. I do everything on paper. I always see people with their iPads and stuff, looks really cool, but unfortunately I'm an Android iOS kind of girl, so I don't have a really good budgeting program that I could use like the Apple does. So, but that's okay. So this should be $1,176. So there's one. I'm going to add these up as I go. And then 1, 2, 3, 50. And then 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87. And then I got 110. I'm going to have to minus that out because I did that wrong. And then 5s, 5, 10, and 5s. You'd hope if I didn't mess up on my calculator. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1176. And you'll have to excuse my little cash tray here. It has 5 slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots, not 6. But it works for me. So I'm going to get to stuff in my folders, my categories. So for the month of May, my nails and hair is getting $220. So I'm going to do 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So that's 220. So I'm going to add, I'm going to plus 220. So like I said, I haven't used, I go to get my hair colored, and I only do that every 12 weeks. So I get a haircut every 6, but I do the color every 12. So that gives me my cash stuffing there. Let's see what I got here. So that's 150, 250, 30. No, that doesn't sound right there. Let's do this again. $3.64. I would have caught it. I've done that before. So let's do this. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So get this all in here. And then groceries is going to get 341. So that's 20, 40, 60, 81. 20, 40, 60, 82. So that's 3, 20, 40, 1. So plus 15. $73.56. And that is 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40. It'd help if I took out the money from my envelope. That kind of messed me up there. So let's try this again. That is 20, 40. How did I mess that up? There we go. There we go. So that's 100. 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 5, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 356. And I talked in my last video how to kind of stay on your budget when you go grocery shopping. And it's worked really good so far for the last 2 months, especially with the cost of everything. I went to the grocery store tonight. Our eggs have been, for a pack of 18, have been like $2.84. They were $4.18. It's just got crazy. A gallon of milk was almost $5. And I mean, we're having to cut back. I won't say cut back, but we're having to be very mindful of how we spend our money and not really go frivolous with things. I mean, we don't do without by any stretch of the imagination, but instead of being a little more loosey-goosey with everything, we're trying to be more mindful of everything that we get. So, and household is going to get $60. And that is 20, 40, 60. I'm going to go back and make sure all of these look good. But in household, that is all of my groceries that's non-grocery stuff. Laundry detergent, dish soap, toilet paper, paper towels, anything that's non-food items I've been putting in household. And that is working out. I mean, I funded it to $60 is what I've been trying to do. And I started in March with 40. And then in April, I funded it with 60. And I left with $12.86. So that was why I could put that money over into my cash savings and into my coin jar. So that has been really good there. So I'm going to mark this off as I go. So I funded my hair and nails, and I funded groceries, and I funded the household. And my next one is giving, and that will get 300. That's 1, 2, 50, 300. I had to think about how I was going to break that down. That's 1, 2, 50, 70, 90, 30. And I already had 125 in here that I still needed to give out. So I'm going to mark that off. I'm going to fund that with 300. That will make that 425. I didn't give everything that I needed to for this month, so I have to catch up with that, which I will do when we go back. So my goal is $75 a week. So since last month I had 5 paychecks, that's why it was $375, but normally it's $300. So I did giving, and now we're doing extra, which gets 40, 20, 40. And this was the category, this is if we go get an ice cream, if we get a coffee, you know, anything kind of extra that is above and beyond the budget. And then my husband gets 20, 40, 60, 80. And that gets added to the 100 that's already, or excuse me, the 20 that's already in here. So that will be 100 for the month. I was able to add the 20 to it from my side hustle. So that way he had a little extra. He's really good about watching his money. I'm the spender. He really doesn't spend that much. Unless it's on me and my daughter, then he spends. So, and then Sadie is getting her normal 5. All right, so that one's all funded there. And now into my sinking funds. We have birthday that's going to get a 20. And that'll put that to 20, 40. That'll put that to 80. It's in for birthdays. Which, the funny thing is the next birthday is my daughter's. My husband already has his. And then the next one is my daughter. So I'm going to put that we did that. Christmas is getting a 20. Which will bring this to 60. So making a little headway on the Christmas, which is good because we really, really needed that. I've already bought some Christmas gifts already. So this will be nice to have cash flow. And we've been doing that for the last couple of years. We haven't been too crazy, which has been nice. So the doggies are getting 20, which will put them to 60. We have 3 dogs, which in my previous video you got to meet because they decided to come busting in. They can push the office door open when they want to, so they do that, which is kind of funny because I have 3 dogs. 2 of them are rambunctious and like to be in everybody's business. My other one, she's just like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to sleep on my little dog bed. So I got the doggies funded. What should I got here? Okay. So car maintenance has 40 in it. It's getting a 20. So that'll make that 60. So that'll be nice. We try to offset when we get oil changes to where we're not going at the same time. But our oil changes, they run about $100. So, but we have a really good place that we go to that takes care of us, that we trust. And then the vacation fund is getting 20. So this brings this one to 60 as well. And I am bringing you along with me, filling up my little trackers here. So in the next 2 categories, these are really sinking funds. We had our AC serviced, and they gave us, you know, like, hey, you're going to have to probably get a new AC down the line. And I'm like, I really don't want an AC down the line. So, put so that puts 40 into that. And I may have miscounted. I want to check what I have left over here. I have $10 left over here. I am missing, I'm going to be short $10 on my pool refinishing one. But that's okay, I'll figure out where that went. So I'm just going to write $10 here. This is what happens. I sometimes get ahead of myself, but I'm going to go back and I'll count my funds. And this one puts this to 30. Because our pool guy, when we've never had a pool, and we were blessed by my mom with our home, and we love our pool, and we're like, we can take care of it ourselves. We found out real quick that is not in our wheelhouse. Taking care of the pool, yeah, we'll pay somebody to do that because they provide the chemicals, they know how to do the pH, they know how to clean it appropriately. And if it starts having issues, they know how to treat it. Where just the amount that we were spending in chemicals to try to figure out is how much I pay our pool guy. So he is amazing, and we're very, very blessed to have the pool and for him to take care of it. But he did say at some point in time that it will have to be refinished. It's a fiberglass pool and it's older. So we are saving towards that. We have a long ways to go on that savings sinking fund, because that is a lot of money. But I'm starting now to just, whatever I can go to it is less that I have to do down the road. So we're staying focused on that. So that is the sinking funds. I'm going to go back and double check my numbers because, like I said, I'm $10 short. So I know that I probably added into something else. That is not unlike me to have to go back. If you saw my budget boo-boo that I did, I thought I had an entire paycheck coming that was extra. I was off on my paydays. I get paid every week and my husband gets paid every other week. And I thought I had an extra paycheck from my husband coming through, which was not the case. And I'm so glad that I caught it. And I started to pay some things off. And I'm like, you know, something just didn't seem right with my budget. And I kept checking on my budget. And I was like, yeah, and I found it. So thank you, Jesus, that I found that. And I was able to go and make the appropriate adjustments. And because I do the cash budgeting that I do and staying focused and having an emergency fund and having a cash overflow or money overflow in our bank account, it did not impact us, which was really good, because a few years ago we would have been really hurting if that had happened. So if you are new to budgeting, if you're new to cash envelopes, if you're new to a money management system, you're going to have bumps along the road. You're going to have issues to work through and deal with, but the whole point and motivation and encouragement is you getting control of your money. And it's taken me a long time to figure that out. My husband has been the most patient person in dealing with me because I'm the spender. He is the saver and more conservative, and I buy for my daughter, I buy for me. Retail therapy, that is a real thing. So that's me, and we kind of balance each other out, but he lets me do the budget because it kind of helps me stay on track. We go over everything together, we talk to each other, and he knows what's going on, which is very, very important when you're in a relationship, because money is one of the top 2-3 reasons that people in relationships have issues. It's usually over money. And so it's very, very important that you have open lines of communication to each other and to be honest with each other and to go over your budgets. So this is how we are doing. My ultimate goal for this year is to get rid of all of our credit card debt. And we are a good ways into that. And it's going to take us this year to do it. And then next year, we had to get a vehicle, and I did not want to do that, but we had to. We could not get my husband's car. We went to go look to get it repaired, and it was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. And it was just too much money. And so we had to get a new 2S car, and it has a really low payment, which is really good because it was easy to be able to work it into the budget, and my side hustles actually would cover that payment on its own, but I was able to incorporate it into our budget. That way the side hustle money can go to debt, can go to sinking funds, it can go to other things, just rather than having to go to that payment. So it gave us a little bit more flexibility, but that's the next goal. And we have another kind of small little loan that we were trying to consolidate some things, which we did, because we got our credit card debt and everything consolidated into a loan. And the last couple of years it's been exciting in our family. I had a job loss, and we had just had to put a new roof on our house because the insurance company did not want to cover our roof, even though there was nothing wrong with it. And so we had just written the deposit check for the down payment for half of the roof, and then 3 days later I lost my job. And so, but they had already started tearing off the roof, so we had to pay them the rest of it. But God is good. I got focused and made a spreadsheet of companies, and I just started calling around, and I was very fortunate, and God's covering, to have a job within 3 days. But it was still a huge hit to our budget. We lost about $21,000 in income. And so we have been dealing with that. And I know that a lot of budgeters on here they classify themselves as low income. And I'll be honest, we are not low income. But because of decisions, because of life, because of things, we still have debt. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you make if you have it going out the door or not going to what you plan for, bills to savings to 401k. So everybody, each budgeting journey is your own journey. And I think it's really cool that I've been watching some of these ladies who are just amazing how they're saving their money and what they're putting it to, and they're such a motivation, and I love watching them and encouraging them and following them. And that's how I ended up starting my channel. Is I was like, I love numbers, I love playing with numbers, I love worksheets, I love budgets, and I'm like, you know what, I can do this, and I'm enjoying it. And I hope that you are enjoying my channel. I hope that I give you some motivation and encouragement to just stay the course. It's not easy, and it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. I know that you've heard all of these little coin phrases and everything else, but it's the truth. You just have to buckle down, and if you can't do a side hustle, figure out what you can do within your budget to cut things back. Have a garage sale, sell things, do things, barter, skills that you may have with other people. So that's one thing that we're going to look at, is we know people who have chickens, and $4.18 for 18 eggs. That is just, it's a staple in your house. So we have people who, they have chickens that they do for their own purposes, but chickens lay a lot of eggs, so they were going to sell them. So I might be looking into that and saving a little money there. So, but this is my May budget. My sinking funds are funded. My regular budgeted cash envelopes are funded. I'm going to find where I put that $10. I did that last month. I ended up spending $8 somewhere. I have no idea where it went. And so I kind of accounted for that. I know that I spent it somewhere. That's what I do. But I just want this channel to be an encouragement, and not just, hey, look at me cash budget and put things in, but to have conversations, to have a dialogue of, what do you need encouragement in? What do you need motivation in? What questions that you have? I said in my last video, I had one person ask about the Greenlight card, and I am going to do a video on that, because it's been really, really awesome having that for my daughter. But I want to be able to kind of show some information. So I'm figuring that out, and how to be able to kind of share my screen, share some information within the video, so I can show you what I do. And they have some really cool information. So, but I want to thank you for joining me today. I know it's a little bit early. It's not quite the first, but like I said, we have plans this weekend. So I wanted to make sure that I had a video recorded and ready to go, and had my month planned for May. And don't forget to subscribe, share my channel. Encourage people to watch it if they need encouragement, have questions on this, budgeting journey. And don't forget to hit the little bell so you can get all the notifications when I do a video. My goal is to do a video every week, and to have it go out on Saturdays. That way, if you're looking to get your week started and everything else, that you will have some encouragement every week. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you have an amazing and blessed rest of the month. And you know what? May's a new month. Get your budget out. Do your numbers, because if you don't know where your budget is, then you don't know where your money's going. So have an amazing day. Thanks, guys. Bye.